We call him the 9 o'clock daddy. So he told the story around, you know what? I work a lot of hours in a day, a whole lot of hours. I work so many hours that I am up in the morning before anybody else in my household even sees me. And he has a wife, and he has a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old boy, both boys. But one of the things that he prided himself on was leaving work every day at 6 o'clock so he could go home and have dinner and be with his family. He says, that was my thing, that's what I did. One day, there was something really major, something real critical going on at work, and he knew that he didn't even have a shot at leaving at 6 o'clock. So he got on the phone and he called his wife, told her what was going on. He said, honey, it's probably going to be more like 9 o'clock by the time I get home. Now, 9 o'clock was a very pivotal time in that household because that was the boys' bedtime. So she said, okay, do what you can, just get here. So sure enough, things are happening at work. By the time he rushes in the door at home, it is almost 9 o'clock, but not quite. So he runs up to his wife, he embraces her, he whispers into her ear, honey, I know it's late, just give me a few minutes with the boys. I will take them through their bedtime routine and I'll put them to bed. And she was like, go at it. So he grabs the 2 boys and they start playing. They start wrestling. They're rolling all over the floor. They're giggling and having a good old time. At a certain point, he realizes, you know what, it's getting late. I better see about putting the boys to bed. And so he walks over to the bedside of the 8-year-old, he's pulling up the covers, reaches down, kisses the 8-year-old goodnight, and then he does the same thing over for the 6-year-old. But as he's pulling up the covers, the 6-year-old stops him and looks up at him and he says something. Do you know what he says, this little 6-year-old? The 6-year-old says to his dad, hey, can you come home at 9 o'clock every night? For those of us that have kids, we know that sometimes what comes out of mouths of kids can be so honest and so simple that it cuts straight through the crap. What distinction is the little boy making between energy and time? What distinction is he making? Energy is way more important. If this is how it's going to play out, I'd rather get this. So basically, I'd rather have a few moments of your best energy than to have you come home at 6 o'clock and me not get this. So basically, the little 6-year-old boy was saying, you know what? If I have to choose between which of these I want, give me the 9 o'clock daddy that only has a few minutes for me. But in that few minutes, he is giving me his best energy.